Here's your news for July 3rd, 2020. And your headlines for today include: Lifeguard saves Kurt Angle's son from drowning at Lake Erie. WWE purchased a new wrestling promotion. Sheamus' latest backstage fight revealed. Edge reveals about his retirement. Huge spoiler about the Great American Bash. Conor McGregor challenges Vince McMahon to a fistfight for WWE title. AEW suspends Jake Hager, and more. We're kicking off today with news from Kurt Angle, as the WWE Hall of Famer recently avoided a family tragedy. It turns out that Kurt's son Joseph's life was in danger when the pair went to Lake Erie, and on Instagram, Kurt thanked lifeguard Jake Schmidt for saving his boy, admitting he can't swim. Though he may no longer be in WWE, the Olympic gold medalist has said he's happy with that, as it's allowed him time to focus on his business instead, which is reportedly doing very well. Joseph is Kurt's adoptive son from Bulgaria and was adopted relatively recently, and whilst Kurt seems pleased to not be in his former role as a WWE producer, we're thrilled that the Angles were able to avoid tragedy this week. We've got some truly massive news now, as after weeks of rumors and speculation, the WWE have purchased Evolve Wrestling. In a report from PW Insider, it was confirmed that WWE now owns the promotion. As they stated, World Wrestling Entertainment has officially acquired ownership of the Gabe Sapolsky Sal Hamawi Evolve promotion, PW Insider has confirmed. Evolve has long been the flagship promotion of Hamawi's company, World Wrestling Network, or WWN. The deal was closed after several months of negotiations. While there were rumors making the rounds that Evolve had been sold to WWE, nothing had been finalized until just recently. They will have complete rights to use the Evolve brand name and produce Evolve events going forward, whether as live events or WWE Network programming. There is no word whether we'll ever see an Evolve event again, but certainly there will be Evolve/WWN content added to the WWE Network in some form down the line. If you've ever wanted to see the Young Bucks or Zack Sabre Jr. on the WWE Network, well, now it looks like a real possibility thanks to this huge purchase. Now, it's no secret that WWE don't pay their developmental talent as much as their main roster, and this can lead to shocking scenes about making ends meet. One person who knows this firsthand is Sheamus, who spoke on After the Bell recently about when he and Ted DiBiase Jr. took in Yoshitatsu, only for the Japanese superstar to not pay any bills. He added, "Not only were we on $500 a week and we're taking care of ourselves, we're taking care of him. So we had a couple of constant conflicts, whatever, and it kind of boiled over one time. It was a bit of a shoving thing, and he took a slap at me, I took a slap at him, and that was it." Sheamus also spoke about how Tatsu took DiBiase's room, causing the son of the $1 Million Man to pay a lot of money to sleep on the couch, and let this be a lesson to anyone who may owe the Celtic Warrior money. We're looking back at Backlash 2020 next, as the show saw Edge suffer a torn tricep in the greatest wrestling match ever. During the match, it was hard for fans to make out when the injury happened, but now Edge himself has revealed when, during a guest appearance on Booker T's podcast. He said, "I did a springboard into the second RKO. I went, ooh, I got the cold sweats, and I feel like I'm going to throw up. That's usually a sign, that's where it popped. I thought, okay, I have a little bit more left in the tank to finish this out. We got it finished." Whilst the Rated R superstar will be back, Edge also spoke about when he will retire for good, adding, "I want to finish it on my terms. I'm really stubborn on that in this run, I guess. I really want to, with this, try and show that selling still sells. I feel like that's been lost." Of course, Edge wasn't able to retire on his own terms in 2011, and given that his tricep injury wasn't in the plans either, it doesn't look like this is the end of the Hall of Famer's return. Edge's lucrative WWE contract means he'll wrestle a couple of matches a year, and whilst WWE could always add to that deal for the right price, this injury is the last thing anyone wanted to happen. We are heading across the pond to NXT UK, as while the brand's future may be in doubt, the company has big plans for the champ. According to Dave Meltzer, who spoke on Wrestling Observer Radio, the company wants to move the NXT UK champion Walter to the main roster, though that's easier said than done, given that Walter doesn't have a residence in the US. Also, the current travel restrictions have caused problems for anyone wanting to compete in the US, such as the NXT Cruiserweight champion Jordan Devlin, as an interim championship has been made in the States due to his absence. Given that Walter was someone WWE tried to sign for years before he finalized a deal to join the company, it's very unlikely that the company will stop in their pursuit to get him on Raw or SmackDown, but for now, Walter isn't going anywhere. Speaking of the gold brand, next week we'll see a huge title-for-title match between NXT champion Adam Cole and North American champion Keith Lee, which may have already been spoiled. If you don't want spoilers for next week's Great American Bash event, please skip ahead 1 minute in the video. With that out of the way, it looks like Keith Lee will be leaving the Performance Center with all the gold, as NXT superstar Saurav Gurjar recently posted a photo of Lee celebrating in the ring with both belts. The Indus Sher member shared the photo on his Instagram story, which was quickly deleted, and though Gurjar then filled his story with unrelated things, many fans still saw what's believed to be a spoiler. The photo certainly looks legit, as do the fireworks going off around Lee with both titles, and it looks like next Wednesday will be a historic night for the Limitless One. With that in mind though, NXT developmental talent EJ Nduka has tweeted out that the company has filmed 2 endings, presumably one that sees Lee win and another that sees Cole win. Many fans didn't believe this and saw this as an attempt to try and swerve people from a very real spoiler, leading to Nduka to call out the fans who are telling him what he knows is wrong and advise people to not believe everything they see online. Whilst it seems likely that this was just a cover, it looks like we'll just have to wait until next Wednesday to see who exactly is telling the truth. Over to the world of UFC, as Conor McGregor has teased joining WWE in the past, and has now issued a challenge to Vince McMahon himself. In an Instagram story from The Mac Life, a photo of the Notorious One holding the UFC title and WWE title was posted, with the page speculating on a quote, McGregor vs. McMahon CEO flash match, and questioning if fans will ever see the recently retired fighter in WWE. Although the post also tagged Stephanie in the story, it's unknown just how serious either side is about doing business. And whilst the ongoing situation only makes things more difficult, McGregor could be a huge boost for SummerSlam. All we know for sure is that the Notorious One has got everyone's attention once again. Of course, if McGregor did join WWE soon, it'd be in the company's Performance Center, but the WWE is hoping that they'll be able to get back to live events soon. This week, WWE's Executive Vice President and Global Head of Sales and Partnerships, John Brady, spoke on the Pro Sports podcast about the possibility of the company running live events, and was very positive, saying, "We're ready. Our chairman and CEO, Vince McMahon, said we're ready to go and entertain and put smiles on people's faces, so we look forward to the next step in the transition." Given that the ongoing situation is seemingly only getting worse in the US, as record numbers of positive cases are being recorded every day, it may still be some time before WWE goes back to normalcy, despite how ready they may feel they are. Though WWE isn't running live events, some parts of the company are business as usual, especially WWE's attempts to trademark everything they can. Recently, WWE filed to trademark Cody Rhodes after the name lapsed on April 13th, which was the same day Cody himself tried to own the name. After Cody's application was initially refused due to its similarity to WWE's registration, the WWE's late renewal was filed on May 15th, as it seems Cody won't be using the Rhodes name anytime soon. Speaking of the AEW TNT champion, Cody was able to retain the gold at Fyter Fest after he countered Jake Hager's submission into a pin, but it was what happened post-match that got the company's attention. After assaulting an official, AEW has now suspended Hager for 10 days and also fined him an undisclosed amount of money. Though Hager's suspension is likely just in storyline, he is the second Inner Circle member to be suspended, after Sammy Guevara's very real suspension due to his comments on Sasha Banks. The suspension means that Hager will miss next week's second night of Fyter Fest, and hopefully, he'll have learned his lesson by then. From one former WWE superstar to another now, as Rusev has had plenty to say about his WWE career and Roman Reigns. On his official Twitch channel, the former United States champion was joined by Sheamus, and the duo spoke about the League of Nations, the stable that also included King Barrett and Alberto Del Rio, in late 2015. Summing up the group's purpose, Rusev said, "When it all comes down to it, we were created for one purpose, and that's to build Roman. After feuding with Reigns and defeating The New Day at WrestleMania 32, the group would quietly disband, never to be seen again. Given that Reigns has since gone on to be a 3-time WWE Champion as well as a Universal Champion, it's hard to argue with the big dog's success, and it seems that Rusev and the League of Nations played a small part in Roman's rise to the top of the WWE. We've got more AEW news now, as on night 1 of Fyter Fest, it was confirmed that fans will have to wait until June 15th to see Jon Moxley defend his title against Brian Cage. It's now been revealed that this is because of his wife Renee Young's recent positive test, and it's clear that AEW are taking no chances on risking the health of any of their staff. Moxley has now tested negatively twice, with his first test taking place at the same time as his wife's, and his second was conducted earlier this week prior to Dynamite. A third test is also set to be conducted later this week, according to Dave Meltzer, and it was also noted that whilst the second negative result arrived before Dynamite, Moxley was adamant on staying safe and keeping away from the AEW roster. Given that Moxley also refused to go to a hotel when Renee tested positive, as he didn't want to leave her alone in case she got worse, it's clear that Moxley has his priorities in check, and fans can look forward to seeing him defend the AEW World Championship on July 15th at Fight for the Fallen. And we're ending today by looking at tonight's SmackDown, as the show will have some big moments during its 2 hours. After last week's Intercontinental title match never happened, it's been confirmed that AJ Styles will defend the gold this week against Drew Gulak. An interview segment with Matt Riddle and Michael Cole has also been confirmed for tonight's show, and it'll be interesting to see what the King of Bros has to say about his huge move to the blue brand. With rumors of a feud with Baron Corbin in the works, fans could see the King interrupt Riddle tonight, but we're sure that the original Bro will have plenty to say on tonight's show.